And today marks the beginning of a trial so many people have been waiting for and anticipating. We're talking about the murder trial of Alex-Murdaugh down in Walterboro, South Carolina.
We've been following this developing story for years and the many questions surrounding Murdaugh, his family, and what prosecutors have described as a web of crimes.
The former high-powered attorney has been accused of killing his wife and his youngest son. But the first order of business today, selecting a jury, which we know will not be easy in this highly publicized case.
We're starting our team coverage from Colleton County with Sam Perez, who's been out talking with people in the community today. News 19's Rachel Ripp joins us now with the details on today's proceedings. Rachel, what's the latest on the jury selection?
Well, Andrea, Darcy, everything started around 9:30 this morning, and in total, there were about 930 jurors in the process. Now, just to give perspective here, Walterboro is a town, or rather a city, of 6,000 people. And in speaking to locals today about whether or not this jury process will be a fair process, some said it will, others said it won't be.
Juror 258. Good afternoon now. Do you work currently?
No, ma'am.
Have you ever worked?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are you married or single?
I'm single.
A slew of questions. That's what today has been for over 900 jurors in Walterboro, South Carolina. Jury selection is what day one of the Murdaugh murder trial was all about. Judge Clifton Newman reminding these selected Walterboro locals of the most important part of their job in all of this.
Once you have become a part of the jury pool, then you are to not engage in any form of personal investigation, exposure. You're not to read, discuss, seek to inquire any information concerning this case, and you're not to discuss it with any other jurors or anyone else.
Some of the most interesting questions today: are you related to Alex-Murdaugh? Only 2 said they were, through a son-in-law and grandmother. And most notably, have you heard or read about this case? Over 35 said yes, from local news outlets, documentaries, and a big one, word of mouth. One local I spoke with says everything is in God's hands at this point. He says jurors are called to be fair, but we don't know if they'll be right in their decision or not.
You might get away, but you ain't getting by with God. So all I can say today, I pray for both families. You know, that they'll bring it to an end and somebody gonna win and some gonna lose.
A Columbia-based criminal lawyer not involved with this case tells News 19 this process to narrow the jury pool will take a while.
You have to weed out those jurors that you believe can't be fair and impartial and that have already made up their mind. Well, the smaller the pool of people, the harder it is to determine who's made up their mind and who hasn't.
Of course, the most important question for a potential juror: can you make a fair, impartial decision based solely on the evidence in this case? Judge Newman says that answer needs to be yes. Now, according to Judge Newman, he says that there are 4 panels of jurors in this process, and according to the clerk of court here at Colleton County Courthouse, she says the last panel will be in tomorrow at 9:30 tomorrow morning. Reporting live in Walterboro, Rachel Ripp, News 19 WTX.
All right, Rachel, you know, 900 jurors, potential jurors, that's a lot, but I imagine they had a hard time today finding people who hadn't heard about the case, hadn't made a decision on the case, or weren't tied to the case somehow. Is that what you heard in the proceedings?
That is true, yeah. Now, they also mentioned that there were some people that could be excused. Those people included those 65 and older, people who had to care for someone who was homebound, teachers, people that are in school that need to be there. They did say that this trial is going to take an extensive amount of time, so these jurors have to commit a lot of time to this process.
All right, absolutely. Rachel Ripp live outside Walterboro. Thank you so much.
Well, we do have team